This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone, to Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Monday, November 11th. Hope you all had a great weekend. I have a lot to cover. I will try to be brief, but let's jump right into this. First and foremost, I want to salute and thank our military veterans. So if you and or your family or friends served in the military for this country, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It allows us to basically have our freedoms in this country. So thank you very much. I hope you were able to relax today and spend some time with your family and friends. Drink a cold one and have a nice dinner. Quick congratulations to Giuliano for correctly submitting the contest for 1 free month premium for the Bitcoin miner that I started to gamify on Who Am I, showcasing some charts and some data. So congratulations. Before I jump into breadth numbers, I just wanted to cover context and complexion a little bit. It seems to me today we're having a little bit of a rotation from animal spirits out of the Mag 7 and the semiconductors and into and out of AI and into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just rallying furiously, and I'm going to cover that in a little bit. But when you take a look at the major indices, as well as the Mag 7, all of the Mag 7 outside of Tesla and Google were red. The Dow was down 304 points. The ES futures were up a measly 4 points. The NASDAQ futures was down 12 points, and the Russell was up 1.5%. So if we're transitioning into the end of the year and into 2025 in a continuation of this Trump trade, where small caps and US-based companies are going to benefit from a strong dollar, this is going to become a much more difficult market to make money in that outside of just investing in IWM and the Russell, you're going to have to really start to focus on companies in the Russell 2000 that you feel have the fundamentals and or technicals to go higher. And that's not going to be easy as just closing your eyes and putting some money down on NVIDIA or Tesla. So this might get really interesting into the end of the year. But let's cover breadth. I have a lot to cover, and I'll kind of peel the onion from there. So for today's session, we had 1,900 new highs. We had 192 new lows. 56% of stocks were advancing versus 40% declining. 39% of stocks were below their 50-day moving average, and 34% of stocks were below their 200-day moving average. Taking a quick look at mega cap land, I already covered the Mag 7. All of them were red except for Tesla and Google. Looking at sectors, tech did not lead today because the semis were red. They were down like 2.5%. Consumer cyclical led the way, up 1.7%. Financials up 1.4%. Industrials up 0.8%. Communication services up 0.69%. Energy 0.49%. Utilities up 0.47%. Healthcare was down 0.25%. Consumer defensive was down 0.4%. Real estate was down 0.5%. Tech was down 0.6%. And basic materials was down the most, down 1.6% today. Now, if we are having a renaissance for Russell 2000 and small caps, I'm going to share in the show notes for the premium members, but I'll walk through it for the free members. I'm comparing in this chart IWM from 2016's election when Trump won the first time versus now. Obviously, it's only been a few days. But in 2016, for the first year of Trump's presidency, IWM, or the Russell 2000 ETF, was up 25%. It actually kept going into the second year before we fell before 2019. But just for the first year of the administration, we were up 25%. So if I extrapolate that and assume we're going to go up another 25% from election day, we are going to go to about $300 on IWM. IWM closed around 241 today. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just looking at potential history rhyming with the future. Obviously, there are a lot of differences today versus back then. Number one, considerably, is the debt, and number two is the geopolitical risks worldwide. But it seems that it just doesn't matter this year. No one wants to talk about reality, the real unemployment numbers, the real inflation numbers, how bad Americans are doing. It's obvious, right, with the election result. I'm not picking a side here, but whether you're Democrat, Republican, you can't deny that the voting was very one-sided. So it just doesn't seem like Wall Street. Forget about Main Street and the voters. Wall Street, I don't think really wants to discuss, hear, or even address reality. Everyone wants fantasy. They want to be flush with equity. They want that nice house in Marin County. They want that second house in Lake Tahoe. They want that third house in Portugal. They want that 3-bedroom pied-à-terre in Manhattan. They want to be married or date at least Miranda Kerr or Ryan Gosling or both. They want to be on the board of 5 companies and get paid from that with healthcare and benefits and stock options. They want to be driving cars with doors that go like this, not like that. And, with the holidays coming up, they want to talk about how much their portfolio's up during Thanksgiving dinner with their friends and family. And when their friends and family are asking them, how did you get so successful? They just want to stroke their ego. I think that is where we're heading into the end of the year. Whether you call it the Trump trade, whether you just call it the end of the year for Wall Street, I think they're going to try to jam down our throats a very bullish end of year, unless some crazy event happens. And the reason why I'm saying that they might be transitioning from semiconductors to Bitcoin and crypto, stocks is down 2.5% today. Nvidia was red all day. Things like just the whole semiconductor index was down. There's talks about SMCI being delisted, and they're also reporting that they're halting construction of new factories in Malaysia. TSM in the morning pre-market fell after reports the U.S. Had told TSM to halt all AI chip shipments to China because they found TSM chips in like Huawei phones. They're saying Nvidia's Blackwell yields in January will be immature because of supply constraints per Morgan Stanley. MPWR was down more than 14% pre-market. So typically when you have these type of headlines for semiconductors and AI, the market will be down like 600 points, right? And the NASDAQ will be down 2.5%. So it seems the hot money, all of the euphoria is switching to crypto. I fielded over 10 calls, maybe 16 emails today from not your advisor subscribers. I'm talking about family members, friends, past coworkers who are asking me about Bitcoin and sub-Bitcoins like Doji and the Bitcoin miners. And it's just getting really aggressive in this FOMO. And I don't think it's going to subside into the end of the year. So let's keep going here. What was strong? What was weak on the S&P, NASDAQ, and today I'm going to include Russell 2000. I'm not going to cover all of this, right? Because I'll be here for an hour. And some of my premium members are already protesting on the runtime. But I'm including the Russell because that's what was up the most as an index. So some of these companies you may never have heard of, right? Because I've never heard of them. They're small caps. But Amperius Technologies, ticker symbol AMPX, is up 41% today. That's right. This is the type of moves you're going to see in the Russell 2000. Ouster up 33%. MARA Holdings, I think this is Marathon Digital, up 31%. CleanSpark, another crypto miner, up 31%. Semler Scientific up 29%. Canoe up 28%. Bit Digital, crypto miner, up 26%. LifeMD 25%. Spirit Airlines 25%. Hut 8 Corp, another crypto miner, up 24%. So those are the type of outlier moves you're going to see in the Russell. In the S&P, you had Bristol Myers Squibb up 10.8%, Albemarle up 9.8%, Cigna 7.4%, Tesla up 7.1%, Salesforce.com 5.3%, Charles Schwab 5.08%, Match.com 4.9%. Moving on to the NASDAQ, you had Fortinet up 5.2%, Mercado Libre up 4.6%, PayPal 3.9%, CrowdStrike 3.6%, Starbucks up 3.5%, Lululemon up 3.18%. Ladies, wear that Lululemon. What was weak on the Russell? Wrapped Therapeutics down 41%. Sapiens International down 26%. Valley Incorporated down 23%. Tredegar down 19%. Future Fuel down 18.3%. Phantom Pharmaceuticals down 14.7%. In the S&P, you had MPWR, as I mentioned, down 6.23%. AbbVie down 12.5%. Moderna 8.9%. Celanese 7.2%. SMCI 5.9%. Newmont Mining down 5.8%. Intel 4.0%. MCHP down 3.9%. Ralph Lauren 3.9%. Enphase Energy 3.6%. KLAC Corp 3.2%. In the NASDAQ, you had Intel 4%, ARM Holdings 3.6%, NXP Semiconductors 3.5%, Global Foundry 3.2%, Vertex Pharmaceuticals 3.09%, Micron 2.9%, Lam Research 2.8%, Broadcom 2.5%, Analog Devices 2.4%, Datadog 2%, Texas Instruments 2.02%. A lot of semis in that list. Not good. So for free members, continue to watch the forest, not the trees. Continue to watch the Mag 7. If we're going to start to migrate to the Russell and crypto, you may see the Mag 7 start to either sell off or just tread water here and slowly bleed out to the end of the year, which would not be good because they make up a huge percentage of the indices. Also, continue to watch crypto, continue to watch currencies, the bond market, the 10-year, 2-year yields. I'll see you all after the Tuesday session. Premium members, please stay on. I have like 30 charts to walk through today. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.